my most amazing artists. This is our last lesson of the year. We're going to use Model Magic. Miss Scaling already has hers out of her package. If you're a face-to-face student, you'll have this in your classroom, and your specialist facilitator will give it to you. If you're a virtual student, you had an opportunity to come pick up some from school. If you're a virtual student and you never got any, I'm going to give you some places where you can get some, where you can buy some, or some ways you can make some homemade stuff and all. It's about this amount. Yours might be a little bit smaller, but here's what I'm want you to do first. I want you to take the amount you have, and I want you to break it in half. Then pick the biggest half, if you didn't break them in perfect half, which most people are not going to break it in perfect half, the biggest half, and roll it into a ball. Okay? Now, one little magic trick I want to tell you, you can choose to do this right now, or you can choose to do this later. One way you can add color, because this is white, one way you can add color is by getting a marker. Like if I want to make it green, I can get me a green marker, not a permanent marker, because like Crayola markers, whatever. I'm going to flatten this actually now. This is my big piece. I can color. I color all over it. Put my marker down, and then I'm going to squeeze and mix and knead it and get that color to mix into my clay. Now, depending on whether you want it to be totally green, you're going to need to add more. Or if you want it to be tie-dyed, or if you want it to have two colors, maybe you want it to be more tie-dyed green and blue. But you're going to mix it together until it's the color that you want. Mine is starting to turn green. I am going to now, I'm going to smush it again, and I'm going to color some more green in. If you don't want to add color this way, you can later, when you get home, you can color the markers, you can paint it with watercolor paint, you can paint it with acrylic paint, you can paint it with whatever kind of paint you have at home. But this is just a way to get color in it, and then it dry, and then it's ready, and it's done. And it's a fun way to do color, especially if you don't have paint, but you do have markers. So you see, I'm just squishing this green into this and kneading it until it looks the way I want it to be. So say, I want to. I got more. Let's help me want to. I don't like all. This here, you can choose to make it like this, or you can do it differently. But I'm going to take this, I'm going to take my thumb, I'm going to push, see I've got it on my thumb, push a hole into it. So I've got a hole, I'm going to do a pinch pot, just your basic pinch pot. Let's see, squeeze, I'm trying to squeeze. You're just squeeze, turn, you learn how to do this in kindergarten. Squeeze, turn, and you're just making kind of a bowl shape. Now, if you decide after you watch my video you want to make something different, that is perfectly fine. You can see my bowl is pretty kind of green. I mean, it might be hard for you to see. So I have this. Now, I'm going to take my extra clay, okay? And I can make things to go on here. Maybe I want to make it into a frog. So I might make some eyes, take me a little piece, roll it, put it on top. Now the way you have to join Model Magic, this is not clay like we normally use at school. The way you have to join Model Magic is all you do is you just smush it down and blend it. And then do the test that I always do, like pull on it, and if it doesn't come off, then it's on good. So, shape it how you want. Maybe I'm making a one-eyed frog, I don't know. You can put a tongue in there. You can make whatever you want it to be. If you want yours to have a body and it's not a bowl shape, you can do it different, okay? But let's say this is my tongue. Say this is my tongue. And I'm going to put it in here in my mouth. So he's going to have that tongue now. Or she or whoever it is. I'm going to put a tongue in there. I can stretch this out. Maybe I want it to be more like that. Again, if I wanted this tongue to be red, I could color and mix my clay with markers before I make it into a tongue. If I want to paint it later, I could paint it later when it's dry. Same thing with the eye. But you can add all, you can use all your clay as yours. You decide how you want. If you don't like something, just pull it off and start over. That's the only thing about if you already have color on it. Like if I take this apart, if I already have color on it, it kind of messed that up. But it's still pretty easy to fix, okay? All you do to attach pieces is squish and smooth and blend to get it together. I want you to have fun. Do you want a tail? Think about, don't make anything too skinny because remember you do have to take it home and you don't want it to break. This is more fragile than regular clay. It will break easier if you're not careful with it. So you've got to be careful with it. Okay? Have fun. I can't wait to see what you make. I'll put in a turn-in spot, but it is the last week of school. If you don't turn anything in, that's perfectly fine. It's not going to hurt you. Your grade's already done, but we wanted you to have a clay experience. Have a great summer. And hopefully I'll see you sometime around in Round Rock next year. Okay, so you can make yours be whatever you want. Have fun!